Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The NFL world is buzzing, and fans are barely containing themselves after what can only be described as a jaw-dropping move by the Baltimore Ravens. Rumors that started as whispers in the locker rooms and quiet chatter on social media have now exploded into a full-blown frenzy after multiple sources hinted that TYREEK Hill, one of the fastest and most electrifying wide receivers in the league, could be suiting up in purple and black. Imagine the chaos, the raw energy, and the lightning-quick plays that could define an entirely new era for Baltimore. The speculation alone has sent ticket sales, merchandise pre-orders, and social media mentions skyrocketing. Analysts are scrambling to digest the potential ramifications of a team that could legitimately claim the title of having the fastest offense in NFL history. The possibility of pairing Hill's unmatched speed with Lamar Jackson's dynamic playmaking could redefine the Ravens' offensive identity. Fans are already imagining deep bomb plays where defenders seem frozen in disbelief, unable to match the combined speed and precision of Jackson and Hill. Street-level conversations, podcasts, and online forums are alive with conjecture, wild predictions, and debates over how the rest of the league might attempt to counteract such an unprecedented aerial threat. Insiders suggest that this move, if finalized, might not just be about speed, it's about sending a message. Baltimore is no longer content with being in the conversation. They want to dominate. TYREEK Hill has consistently proven himself as a game changer, a player who can turn a single snap into a momentum-shifting highlight. Pairing him with the Ravens' established offensive line and a quarterback who thrives under pressure creates a scenario that coaches and defensive coordinators across the NFL can barely comprehend. There's talk of training camp already being electrified with anticipation. Players buzzing about working alongside someone whose mere presence demands respect from opponents. Imagine practice sessions where Hill's acceleration leaves defenders grasping at thin air, forcing the entire team to adjust in ways that elevate everyone on the roster. Analysts are projecting stats that feel almost fictional, with deep passes, explosive gains, and record-breaking scoring potential. Social media clips of Hill's previous touchdowns are being dissected frame by frame, with fans theorizing how similar plays could unfold in Baltimore's new scheme. The rumor mill is relentless, building excitement that seems impossible to contain as each day brings new hints, teases, and speculative reports about what could become one of the most talked about NFL seasons ever. The chemistry potential between Lamar Jackson and TYREEK Hill has sparked conversations not just among fans but within coaching circles and analyst panels. Commentators are already speculating about schemes designed to maximize Hill's unprecedented speed, imagining offensive formations that bend defenses in ways never seen before. Each hint of the signing seems to ripple across the league, triggering responses from rival teams who suddenly feel pressure to adapt, innovate, and counter what could be a seismic shift in football strategy. Social media accounts explode with hypotheticals, memes, and statistical deep dives into Hill's average yard per catch and acceleration metrics. Paired with Jackson's mobility and instinctive field vision, fans debate endlessly about which matchups would be most exciting. Which defensive coordinators could even dream of slowing down a connection this electric? The narrative is not just about one player joining a team, it's about an entire city, an entire fan base, and potentially an entire division reimagining what the Ravens' offense can achieve. Even casual fans are starting to follow every nugget of news, joining forums and group chats to speculate about jersey numbers, play calls, and how quickly Hill could integrate into the Ravens' locker room culture. Rumors suggest behind-the-scenes meetings where offensive strategies are being mapped around Hill's unique skills, generating excitement that is palpable from Baltimore to coast. Whispers about the signing first surfaced on social media late last week, igniting heated debates between skeptics and believers. Some pundits argue that while Hill's speed is unmatched, integrating him into a system as precise as Baltimore's could present challenges. Others counter that a player of Hill's caliber thrives on adaptability and instinct, capable of turning any scenario into a highlight reel moment. The narrative is fueled by imagined sequences where defensive backs are left scrambling, linebackers caught in midair, and cornerbacks chasing shadows. Hypothetical highlight reels alone have gone viral, dissecting every possible route combination and quarterback read that could maximize Hill's potential. The online ecosystem has become a cauldron of speculation, with hashtags trending and fan accounts creating elaborate breakdowns of how quickly the Ravens' offense could become untouchable. Analysts are drawn into the conversation, blending historical performance data with predictive modeling to theorize the sheer offensive output Baltimore could generate. The rumor seems almost too good to be true. Yet the way the information has surfaced and the credibility of certain insiders has made it impossible for fans and journalists alike to dismiss this brewing excitement, fueled by a mixture of fantasy and fact, is setting the stage for a narrative that could dominate sports media coverage for weeks, possibly months. As the NFL approaches a season that already promises drama, speed, and historic moments, as more details seep into public awareness, the sense of anticipation grows almost unbearable. The media is dissecting every possible angle, from Hill's previous chemistry with quarterbacks to Baltimore's offensive line adjustments. Discussions swirl around the practical realities, contract negotiations, cap space maneuvering, and how Hill's presence would alter not just offensive schemes, but even team morale and locker room dynamics. Fans are creating elaborate simulations, imagining each play in slow motion, and marveling at the athletic precision required to execute at that speed consistently. Analysts speculate about defensive responses, considering which cornerbacks, safeties, and linebackers would even have a prayer against Hill's combination of speed, agility, and tactical awareness. The narrative is as much about imagination as it is about logistics. A swirl of hope and excitement that grips both casual observers and hardcore NFL fans. Every mention of Hill in a Ravens context seems to spark viral attention, with posts reaching tens of thousands of likes within hours, indicating just how hungry the audience is for confirmation or denial. Social media platforms, podcasts, and online sports shows are amplifying the rumor at a dizzying rate, creating a feedback loop where speculation fuels more speculation, and excitement compounds exponentially as the potential signing inches closer to reality. The air is thick with expectation, as if the entire NFL is holding its collective breath, waiting for a move that could redefine a franchise's identity and alter the balance of power across the league. Meanwhile, rival teams are reportedly observing every move from Baltimore with intense scrutiny, aware that a single acquisition like Hill could ripple across the entire competitive landscape. There's a sense of urgency among defensive coordinators, who must now contemplate adjustments not just for one game, but for an offense capable of changing the trajectory of a season. The rumor of Hill joining the Ravens is no longer just a topic of fan excitement. It's a strategic consideration for teams across the league, influencing practice plans, defensive schemes, and even draft considerations. Online chatter speculates about potential ripple effects, like how other teams may seek faster receivers or dual-threat quarterbacks to counterbalance Baltimore's newfound speed advantage. Fantasy football leagues are in a state of upheaval, with Hill projected to dominate scoring, forcing participants to rethink strategies and mock drafts, even beyond statistics. The cultural impact is palpable. Fans imagine record-breaking plays, highlight reels that go viral instantly, and a stadium atmosphere electrified with anticipation each week. The rumor has become a living entity, shaping perceptions, influencing decisions, and creating an ongoing storyline that could dominate headlines well into the season, making every practice, meeting, and pre-game analysis potentially explosive in terms of fan engagement and media coverage. The excitement around TYREEK Hill potentially joining the Ravens continues to spiral, and now insiders hint at subtle but significant changes in the team's preparation. Coaches are reportedly reevaluating offensive schemes to fully exploit Hill's speed, considering motion plays, jet sweeps, and deep vertical routes that could make defenses look completely outmatched. Sources say the offensive coordinator has been running simulations where Hill's presence alone stretches the field, creating more space for tight ends, running backs, and even the quarterback to operate freely. Every practice session could become a showcase of rapid-fire adjustments, precision timing, and explosive bursts that test not only physical conditioning but mental acuity. Analysts are theorizing about how Hill could alter defensive coverages across the league, forcing opponents to choose between double covering him and leaving other threats open, essentially creating a chess match played at 100 miles per hour. Social media has erupted with creative breakdowns of potential formations, while fans imagine scenarios where Lamar Jackson and Hill connect on passes so fast it seems impossible for anyone to react. Even casual observers are drawn into discussions about angles, acceleration, and route precision. as if every fan is suddenly a strategy analyst anticipating a historic shift. In NFL offensive philosophy, the buzz is infectious, spreading through forums, podcasts, and live streams, turning speculation into a collective obsession that dominates the conversation from Baltimore to the coasts. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Rival teams are reportedly scrambling, realizing that if Hill's arrival is confirmed, their entire defensive outlook must shift drastically. Coordinators are said to be conducting emergency meetings to retool secondary schemes, adjusting coverages to account for a player whose speed and agility redefine threat levels on the field. Defensive backs may need to learn entirely new techniques to survive against a receiver capable of accelerating past them in fractions of a second, while linebackers face the daunting prospect of containing plays that could explode into massive yardage gains in the blink of an eye. Analysts speculate that film sessions are being extended, with coaches dissecting every known play from Hill's previous seasons, hunting for patterns, weaknesses, or tendencies that could be exploited. But the challenge is monumental. Fans on Twitter, TikTok, and fan forums are running wild with hypothetical scenarios. Imagine Hill catching a deep pass in stride while defenders trail helplessly behind, or orchestrating sideline touchdowns that become viral overnight. Fantasy football projections are being rewritten almost daily, reflecting the transformative potential of such a signing. The rumor has morphed into an almost tangible presence in the league, influencing decisions, shaping strategy, and creating a narrative that refuses to die down, leaving everyone wondering how or if any team could withstand the full force of a Ravens offense with Hill at the helm. Meanwhile, speculation about the locker room impact continues to intensify as teammates reportedly respond with palpable excitement and energy. Sources suggest that veteran players are already envisioning how Hill's presence could change team dynamics, instilling confidence and opening up opportunities for others to shine. There's chatter about leadership discussions, mentoring moments, and informal scrimmages where Hill's lightning speed becomes the focal point of learning and adaptation for everyone on the roster. Fans imagine scenes where the stadium erupts not just because of scoring plays, but due to the anticipation and electricity generated by Hill's every move. Commentators and analysts speculate on the psychological effect as well, noting that opponents facing the Ravens might feel an almost preemptive sense of intimidation. Conversations about draft strategies, free agent signings, and offensive philosophies are increasingly being influenced by the prospect of Baltimore's new era of speed. Rumors suggest that local media outlets are preparing special coverage segments, focusing on how Hill's acceleration could redefine not only games but entire seasons. Even casual observers seem caught up. Posting viral clips comparing Hill's previous performances to potential Ravens scenarios, creating a cultural storm that merges sports, media, and fan imagination into one continuous wave of anticipation, speculation, and excitement. The offensive implications are staggering, with insiders hinting that game plans may be rewritten from scratch to fully utilize Hill's abilities. Deep passes, reverse sweeps, and quick slants are reportedly being reconsidered, with coaches envisioning sequences where Hill essentially becomes a force multiplier, opening lanes, creating mismatches, and forcing defensive coordinators to rethink fundamentals. Analysts are already running numbers, projecting yardage gains, touchdown potential, and explosive plays per game that could eclipse anything previously seen in the NFL. Fans on social media are debating the possibilities endlessly, imagining first-quarter plays that instantly change game momentum, as Hill's raw speed threatens to create chaos before opponents can react. Podcasts and live streams have become hotbeds of theory crafting, dissecting everything from Hill's acceleration curve to Jackson's throwing mechanics to determine the perfect synergy. Even casual viewers are swept up in the narrative, captivated by the idea that Baltimore's offense could dominate on sheer velocity and tactical brilliance. Every hint, every insider comment, every subtle nod from team sources sends ripples through fan communities, perpetuating the excitement and maintaining a constant state of suspense. The rumor has become a living story, an evolving saga that promises to reshape not only Baltimore's season, but potentially the balance of power across the entire NFL. And the sheer energy around it feels unstoppable, as if history itself is in the making. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.